all to this information session on why to invest in Dubai and what opportunities does Dubai present to its investors. When you talk about living in Dubai, you're talking about a very high quality of life. According to Mercer's 2017 Living Index, one of the best places in the Middle East and African region for a high quality life. Why would someone move from India, Australia, US, or Africa to Dubai and live here? Number one, it's a tax haven. Like I said in the beginning of this conversation, it's a tax haven, tax-free income. So basically, if you're getting rentals from your investments, there's no taxation on it. You'll get to keep your money. Number two, it's a very, very safe city. The government has got policies in place which ensures that the citizens of Dubai, anyone who's living in Dubai, the residents of Dubai, the tourists, the visitors, everyone gets to enjoy a very safe environment. At 70% of the Fortune 500 companies choose Dubai as their regional headquarters. So there are about 200 nationalities that are currently living in Dubai. Dubai's tourism industry is a very big industry. It attracts people from all over the world. The COVID response has been phenomenal. I mean, they have been able to contain it and, rigorous testing. They have rolled out the vaccinations. They've done everything they can in order to keep everything under control and ensure a safe environment for all their residents. When we're talking about buying real estate in Dubai, which is the reason we all have gathered here today, I mean, any nationality can have 100% ownership of their real estate in Dubai in the freehold areas. Now, visas. When we talk about visas, there are investor visas, there are 5-year visas, there are 10-year visas. They are related to the sort of investment you do in Dubai. I mean, anything about 5 million dirhams, you can get a 5-year visa and 10-year visa for 10 million dirhams. Now, if you're spending 1 million AED, which is about 360,000 US dollars in Dubai, you can get a 3-year resident visa, which is further extendable. Now, when we talk about investment in Dubai, the first thing people need to understand is, I mean, there are many developers in Dubai, but there are only few major players. And when there are many developers, it's very important for the government to ensure that there's a full-on regulation for the real estate industry. So what happened? The Dubai government introduced a RERA law, or escrow law. It's called actually RERA escrow law. So what happens is any developer who wants to construct a project in Dubai has to ensure they have 20% of the project value at any given time maintained in an escrow account. Let's say a developer starts a project, they acquire land and the land costs $1 million. Then as per this law, they have to maintain $200,000 in the escrow account. Now, let's say they started construction, and after 3 months, the valuation of the land and the amount of construction they've done is probably 1.5 mil. Then at that stage, they have to maintain 20% of 1.5 mil in the escrow account. So what this does is basically this gives customers the peace of mind. Basically, they know if the developer does something shady, that government of Dubai will come in and they will complete the project, because the developer has got significant amount of money there. That's number one. Number two is basically this law says when you started taking bookings for a particular project, you have to start that project, construction of that project within 6 months. And then again, once the developer hands over the project to the customer, to the end user, so they have to maintain 5% of the project value, or what they have sold that product to you for. Let's say you, for instance, buy something for 100,000, they have to maintain 5,000 for your project in a escrow account for a period of 1 year. That period will be called defects liability period, wherein basically if there are any defects that you find out in your property and anything, you can basically raise it with the developer and they will have to fix it. So that's how well protected the end users are. And there's a reason for that. The real estate industry contributes to a large stake in the Dubai economy, and they have to ensure that all the people from other nationalities are well taken care of, for them to keep on coming and investing. Right. Now, there are a few other points which I would like to add. Why invest in Dubai? One of them is higher rental returns. I mean, when you're investing, depending on who you're going with, certain assets could give you between 7 to 11% returns per year in rentals, and certain assets could give you between 5 to 6. There are some assets which give you between 3 to 4%. So talking about the range, the range is between 3% to 11%. It's a very big range, and if you are going with the right advisory who know what you're buying and who will tell you what to buy and where to buy, you can be earning a handsome amount of money every single month as rental returns. I'm going to share my screen and I'm going to run you through a development. It's called Damac Hills. Now, just to give you an overview of how Damac Hills, where Damac Hills is and how it looks like, all of that is Damac Hills itself. So it's a 40 million square feet development, 40 million square feet, which is massive. So well-gated and secure community. Then again, it's a golfing community. In the same community, you have a school within this community. There's a school within this community. There's a shopping center, which I'm pointing to now, within the community. So this is your school again. This is your shopping center. Now, in this community itself, there are many clusters. So let's say this is cluster number 1, this is cluster number 2, this is cluster number 3. So there are many clusters here. And these clusters can comprise of villas. Towards the border of this development, we have some beautiful apartment buildings. And this particular brochure that I'm running you guys through it is for the Bella Vista. So these 3 dots that you can see here, they are the representation of where Bella Vista Towers exist. Now, before I go on further and explain you what's in this development, I want to basically show you where Damac Hills is. So this is Damac Hills community. So this is the development of Damac Hills, which you can clearly see here. Okay. Now, you would ask me, your question would be like, what is the essence of this development? What's big, what's the big deal? So first of all, for you to understand where this Damac Hills is, you've got to understand what the essence of this location is. Like, so if you look at this location here, Arabian Ranches, this is one of the most premium suburban living in Dubai. People love Arabian Ranches, and it's very, it is a premium community. Again, a gated community, well-established families living there, and generally a lot of Westerners like to live in Arabian Ranches as well. It's again a it's a diverse background community, but a lot of Westerners love Arabian Ranches as well, just because of the fact that you have decent sized houses, villas, and it is close to all amenities. And at the same time, it provides you a suburban living experience where you're not in the middle of the traffic, you don't hear all that noise and everything. So very quiet and safe environment for families. So Arabian Ranches community was done by Amar. So Amar is a developer here as well, which I said is one of the biggest developers as well. And then what Damac did is basically, because Arabian Ranches is going really well, but Damac understood that due to the affordability, not everyone is able to afford Arabian Ranches. What they did is they launched a community right next to it, and they basically provided a range of products in it. So there are the high-end villas as well, but there are villas which start from around 2 million AD. But at the same time, what Damac Hills did is they also included some apartment towers and everything here as well, so that people who don't have bigger pockets, they can still enjoy this suburban community living and enjoy with their families without
without having to fork out a lot of money. And that's where Bella Vista comes into play. Now if you can see very clearly, this development is right in the middle of few major roads. One of them is Emirates Road, which I'm just highlighting. Then you got the Jabal Ali road here, right? And then you got the Al Khalil road here, right? So there are few major roads there. Again, you got the Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed road here. Sheikh Mohammed bin Zayed road here. So as you can see, it's very, very well connected community. A very well connected community. Now, some more features about this community are, let's say, it's a golfing community, which this golf course was designed by Gil Hanse. Gil Hanse is the guy who actually designed the 2016 Olympic golf course. And it's an international standard golf course. This is a Bella Vista Tower. Currently, it's near completion, and it overlooks the whole development. This is a real photograph, right? It's a rendered photograph, but this is how it's going to look in the final. Like the golf course exists there. All of this exists there. The units are already there. The golf course is already there. And the Bella Vista Tower is near completion. I've been to that tower a few times. The fit out is currently under process. They're completing the fit out. Now, inside this golf course, you have a nice golf club. This is your golf club. And, there's some nice, amazing restaurants. There's a swimming pool. There's all those amenities which you want in a premium living community. So, this is a rendered image of how your studio apartment would generally look like. Again, what the MAC is emphasizing here on is basically it's a multicultural community. People from different backgrounds, locals, Arabs, Africans, Americans, Australians, everyone lives here in harmony. And everyone's culture is respected and welcomed. There are some tennis courts, family picnic areas, and as I showed you earlier, there's a supermarket that exists within this community. Whoever has been to Dubai knows Carrefour is a major supermarket chain here, so it exists within the community. Again, international standard swimming pools, schools, like discussed earlier, and that's pretty much it. Now, I'll show you like how this how a standard studio bedroom would look like. So as you can see, right, this is a representation of how a standard studio bedroom would look like. Now, you have your linear kitchen here. That's your linear kitchen, fully equipped, and then you have a master bathroom here. You have a master bathroom here with attached bathtub and everything. Then again, you have your built-in robes, and then you have a large size studio area. That's your decent large size sleeping and living area. I will show you one of the videos we have actually taken in this development, and you will easily be able to see that you can easily fit in a nice dining table here. You can have a nice sitting area here. So it is quite spacious. The best part I love about the studio is you have your own private balcony. Not many studios do provide that. It's quite spacious, right? And some of these studio apartments overlook the golf course. So it's a very, very pleasant view, extremely pleasant view. I love it. Then again, you got the bigger apartments, you got the 2 beds. If you look at the 2-bedroom apartment, you basically have 2 master bedrooms on 2 sides of the apartment, and in the center you have a kitchen which separates these 2 bedrooms. At the same time, these bedrooms have their own master bathrooms. So you can imagine how much privacy that gives. Obviously, one bedroom is bigger than the other one. It's got a bigger balcony. It's got a smaller balcony, but both of them have attached bathrooms. Both of them have balconies. Both of them have built-in robes, and both of them are separated by a decent amount of space. That gives you enough privacy. Now, in this 2-bedroom apartment, you also have a attached, it's a massive lounge room. This is a massive lounge room. I've been to this place. There's a massive window here, that provides you ample light and, a lot of, air coming through there, a lot of ventilation. Then you have separate living and separate, separate dining and separate living areas. It's not priced very heavily. It only starts, I think it costs around 1.3 million AD, which is 1.3 million dirham. It is a great location for families. I mean, amazing location for families, and provides a really good experience. Now, what I want to show you is how the numbers work on one of these developments. Has anyone got any questions on it so far before I continue to the numbers? Has anyone got any questions before we go on to the numbers? This is how a typical sales offer looks like. This is automatically, that's what I love about Dubai. I mean, there's no real estate advisory or brokerage firm that can basically increase their price or have their markup in the middle. We're authorized channel partners with the developers, and what that means is we have to adhere to their policies, to the principles, which includes providing the direct sales offer from the developer to the end user, and we do not charge the end users anything. We have our own setups with the developers, and our job is to basically educate the end users on where they should buy and where they shouldn't, provide honest and transparent feedback. I mean, that's where we come into play. I mean, anybody can go to the market and buy a property, but where we come into play is we understand the market, we know how the market is reacting, and we know where there's a higher chance of basically the property getting appreciated in value or having higher rental returns. In addition to that, we take out the emotion out of the transaction, if that makes sense. I mean, people get emotionally attached to the real estate investments. Unless it's your home, you shouldn't be emotionally attached to it. You should look at it as a financial product, and this product has to work for you. It shouldn't be bleeding money time and over again. So that's where experienced real estate advisory like our SquareKanal comes into play, and we're happy and very proud to say that we've helped hundreds, if not thousands, of clients across 7 or 8 countries now, and that is the reason of our consistent growth and repeat client base, because of the results we have been getting for them. So anyways, a quick one. So I'll explain how the numbers work for any development in Dubai. So any development in Dubai will have a 4% DLD fee. So when you buy a property in Dubai, you have to pay the land transfer fee. You have to pay the property transfer fee to the Dubai Land Department, which is called DLD. So as clearly written here, land registration fee is 4%. So basically, when you buy a property, if the property costs 100,000 USD, you are paying 4% of that. That's $4,000 to the Dubai Land Department to transfer the property in your name. Okay. Now, what happens certain times, developers can come up with promotional products where they say, okay, we will pay the DLD. It does happen, when they want to spike up the sales, or for certain reasons they know, right? But in many occasions, a good advisory which has a good relation with the developer can bargain or can negotiate on your behalf for you to get a good deal or get a waiver on DLD extra. So now what we're looking at here is a sales offer by Mac, which we have sent to one of our clients. It's for a studio bedroom apartment. Now, the total price for the studio bedroom is 498,000 AED, which I think in US dollars would be around 140K. Now, as you can see, the property status is off plan. The completion anticipated date is Q3 of 2021, which is, I think, between August to September, October, that sort of timeline. And this is where it clearly shows what your area is. This shows what view it has got. Obviously it hasn't got the golf view, and then it shows what type of bedrooms it has. It's a studio apartment, And these are your additional charges, which for this particular apartment building right now is on an offer, where DMAC is paying that 4% DLD from their own pocket. Now, when you look at the payment plan, this is one of the things I really love about Dubai real estate. I mean, you can basically buy real estate here on payment plans without having to pay bank interest and all that. So I'm going to erase this and explain you what it is basically, so that guys can understand how it works. So first thing is, let's say you decide to buy this studio apartment. The first thing you do is you basically pay 24% deposit to DMAC. But before doing that, you have to book this apartment. Okay, you have to book this apartment in your name, for which you can pay 20,000 AED, 20,000 dirham, which is around, I think, $5,500 US dollars. So what that does is that books the apartment in your name, because products are in demand. So and not everyone has 24% readily available. So you pay that 20,000 dirham upfront amount. You get the apartment booked in your name, then you get 1 month to organize the remaining 24%. You can move into this apartment at that stage if the apartment is ready. If it's not ready, then you wait for the apartment to be completed, and they will do the handover. So then the first installment is 7.5%, which is after 90 days of sale. So let's say you buy now. Today is 6th of April, 6th of May, 6th of June, 6th of July. So 6th of July would be your next payment. So it might work really well actually, because by the time you're doing your second payment, the first installment, you might already have the handover of the apartment, because I've been into this building, it's nearly completed. And then the same thing, happens for next 2 years. You're paying 7.5% every 90 days, no interest whatsoever. And for the last year, when you have the last 4 installments, you only pay 5% each quarter. Now, the essence of this is basically, if you were initially buying the whole thing for 494,000 AED, okay, you are gonna get it for much less than that. The reason for that is, because let's say you pay this deposit now, so you have already paid 24%. So 24% of 494 is how much? 119,520. Okay, so this is what you have paid up front. Now, next installment, 7.5%, you again are paying how much? You're paying again 37,000. So you already paid this much amount. Now, what happens at this stage, because the handover will be done, in the third quarter, which is not far away now. By second installment, you would have tenants there, assuming that you get tenants straight away after the project has been completed, which is very likely in this good community. You will be having a rental income. Like this can easily rent out, I would say 30,000 dirham per year. So 30,000 on the lower side divided by 12 is 2,500 dirham. So what happens is per month your income goes 2,500 dirham. So on the time of second installment, which is here, where's this? On the time of second installment, which is here, you already have generated $7,500, 7,500 dirhams. So what will happen is, instead of paying 37,350, only what's coming out of your pocket is basically 35,350 minus 7,500, which is 37,350 minus 7,500, which is 29,850. Now, if you're renting this thing out over a period of next 2 years, you're basically saving 7,500 into 7 is equal to 52,500 AED. And then for the last year, you're again saving another 30,000 AED. So in total, you're saving 82,500 AED. Plus, you're also saving 4%, which DMAC is paying from their end. So you're again saying that is equal to about 22,000 AED. So you're saying 22,080 here, and then you're saving 82,000 here. You're saying 22,000 here. So that is a total of, if someone can tell me, that is nearly 100,000 AD. Does that make sense? So you're basically saving nearly 100,000 AD. Okay, that's about $35,000. Okay. Now, another thing that you need to keep in mind is when you buy in Dubai, there's a service charge for every sort of investment. For villas, it's between 3 to 4 AD per square feet per year. For apartments, it varies between 13 to 15 AD per square feet per year. Now, an apartment like this would have about 6,000 AD per year, and DMAC is right now saying they'll give you a service charge waiver for next 4 years, which will save you another 24,000 AD. So basically, anyone who buys this on this promotion is better off by how much? They're better off by 100k AD plus another 24. That's 124k AD. So what that means is you're already ahead of the market by about $40,000. So by the time this product is completed, you have only paid about 394,000. And when you then rent it out for, let's say, again 30,000 per year,
the rental returns are going to be 7.5%.
So if you could please ask some questions, I would like to start answering them. Hello?
Hello?
Yep, I'm hearing now. Yep, please, go on.
Oh, okay. I said, is the 20,000 excluded from the total amount of the property?
So the DLD fee is on top of the property price. So property price is what the developer is charging the client, and then the Dubai government says, because you're buying it, we're going to charge you 4%, which is same as in Australia. I pay about 3%. In India, I think it's about 7% for men and 5% for women. I think 3% for women actually in India. So it depends. And I'm pretty sure there's a land transfer fee in Nigeria as well. I know in US there is a land transfer fee because I've got many private investments there as well. So it is generic all across the board. So yes, to answer the question, that is on top. That 4% DLD is on top of the property price. And that is why it makes it a very attractive investment, because DMAC is saying, we will pay that. We will pay the 4% DLD. We will pay the 4%, the 4 years of service charges. We will take care of that. So you're better off because of 4% DLD. You're better off because of the 4 years of service charges. And then if you're renting it out straight away, you're saving money from day one. You're already positioning yourself and your investment for success.
And another one, is SquareKanal a construction company? Are they a development company, or they just do is to help investors make good decisions? Do you guys develop real estate on your own?
So SquareKanal has two branches. One is SquareKanal Realty and one is SquareKanal Infra. They both belong to a group called Construction Forces. Okay, so SquareKanal Realty is advisory. So where we help people make the decisions on where they should buy. It's like a hedge fund manager, where we tell people, or investment banking type of advisory, where we tell people this is what you should buy and this is where your rental returns will be higher, and help as you said, help people make those good decisions. Then we have an infrastructure part, which is basically involved in development. We do a lot of development in India, which includes townhouses and all that, right? But these are two separate branches of the same business, if that makes sense.
Okay. Yeah, that's cool. Then the last question, I'm trying to understand better that if I get a property, and do the property belong to me for the rest of my life, or it's just for 100 years? I think
no. So very important question. As I said in the beginning, there are two types of purchases here. One is leasehold, the other one is freehold. Okay, now DMAC Hills, this property that I was just showing you, it's a freehold property. you own it for the rest of your life, and it will be inherited to whoever you want. So it is completely owned by you. Freehold property, you own it, your name will be on the title deed forever until the world exists.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Does someone else, thanks for the questions, very important questions. Does someone else have any
also,
other
I have a question.
Sure.
Yes, I do have a question. So what guarantee are you guys going to give to us? Like, okay, that the land is going to actually be for us and there'll be no problem along the way?
Okay, very important again. So there is a portal by the Dubai government under DLD. So they have a department called DLD, Dubai Land Department, wherein you can actually, we will give you the RERA number for this project, a RERA number. So RERA is the government authority, so Real Estate Regulatory Authority of Dubai. So what they do is they have private inspections of these projects at certain intervals to maintain the regulation. So this project has a RERA number, as every other project in Dubai does. So if someone wants to actually verify the authenticity of the project and see whatever information has been provided to them through us or through the brochure is correct, what they can do is they can take that RERA number, make a phone call to DLD or or the RERA department directly and quote that number, and they will provide you all the information. They'll tell you who the developer is, whether this is freehold, leasehold. They will give you all that information right there, and you can that way cross verify the information being provided to you.
Okay, thank you.
Have that environment here for foreign investors to feel safe. I mean, I'm an Australian. I'm not an Emirati. I'm an Australian. The reason I'm here is because I know that my investments are looked after. I mean, I wouldn't come here to conduct business and basically change the headquarters of my company from Melbourne to Dubai unless and until I would feel safe, or I would feel safe for my family, if that makes sense. So, that answers your question, I believe. Does someone else have any other question? Or Sam, if you have a question.
I still want to ask, what is the company's USP?
So SquareKanals.
The unique selling point of the company,
are you saying SquareKanals? Are you saying SquareKanals USP or Demacil's, this Bella Vista products USP?
Yeah, both. You can just.
Okay, so SquareKanals USP is, so first of all, me, who runs the company, I have got my private investments across Australia, across US, Dubai, India. So I built my own portfolio right from scratch. So I understand the market. We're not reading something in the book and telling people this is what you should do. I understand the market. I've been able to grow my portfolio over a number of years, which is only 4 or 5 years, very quick. And now we're able to actually offer that service to other people. That's number one. What differentiates us from other channel partners. Some channel partners are brokerages. They just want to broker the deal. They want to find a buyer for the seller. We're real estate advisory, where we understand the market, and based on the circumstances of a particular person, we will give them a recommendation. We understand how the financing works. We understand how the Dubai market performs. We understand how different markets perform in different areas. And my knowledge, I have been able to transfer this to our country managers, to our vice presidents in different countries, and they have been able to help our clients. We're not a brokerage firm. We're a company. We're a fully corporate structure. So we have a CEO, which is me. We have a chief operations officer. We have a chief marketing officer, right? Then we have country managers. Then we have vice presidents. In Nigeria, we're just starting. So we have a country manager, and Sam is trying to find some good people for us. So in other countries, we have a country manager. We have vice presidents for different regions. Then we have state managers. We have territory managers. And all of these people are property specialists, specifically trained by our training team, if that makes sense. So that is our point number 2. That's what makes us, differentiates us from, other channel partners. The Bella Vista project itself, like I explained, the USP for this project is, it's next to Arabian Ranches. Arabian Ranches, if you Google it right now, you will see it's one of the best, if not the best community in all UAE. The product price there is quite expensive. You can find villas there for 10, 15, 20 million AED, or even 5 million AED if it's a small one. So That means not everyone can buy that. There is a certain group of people who can buy that. Now, what DMAC has done is they've got a community right next to it. So people who are not able to buy in Arabian Ranches, they can come and live in DMAC Hills community, which is number one, a safe, gated community, right? Not everyone can access there. Number two, it's a golfing community. It's a golfing community. There's a golf course, international golf course within the community, which, all these people will have access to, whoever resides in that area. But obviously there will be a membership fee and all that, right? Obviously it'll be much less than, what the other people from the public are getting, right? The number three is it is a family area. When it's a family, there are many, if you want to buy an apartment, you can go everywhere in Dubai and look for an apartment. There could be a building standing in the middle of nowhere. But since it's a family community, people who cannot afford to rent out a villa for investors when they have apartments, it's quite easy to rent it out. Families love this area. There are already 3,500, 4,000 families from about 100, 150 nationalities already calling DMAC Hills home. So that's another thing why this product does really well. And there's not a lot of this left already. The project is near completion. I think there are only 5 units left. DMAC Hills is a 14 million square feet community with schools in it, with the supermarkets in it, with the golf course in a single community done by a single developer. That's how big this is. What that means is basically there's always a demand for their products in the market because they provide that living experience where people want to be a part of that, if that makes sense.
Absolutely. Thank you.
No problem.
That's good. Let's say they want to buy a property in Dubai, and let's say how safe are they in terms of maybe people who want to move money from the country?
So you mean, so basically, can I rephrase your question? Your question is, how safe is it for someone from Nigeria or any other country to actually make a move to Dubai and live there? Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
So
and
as I said in the beginning, there are 200 plus nationalities living here with full tolerance. Security is priority number one. Tolerance is priority number one. Everyone is treated exactly the same. So when someone says, would I be safe? Bloody oath, they'll be very, very safe. They'll be much safer than their own countries. I don't see any other questions coming. So look, obviously you guys have Sam's contact as well. If you have any other questions, please feel welcome to ask him all the questions you may have. Lovely session. I enjoyed having you all, and I look forward to speaking and interacting to you all in the future again.